Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I had to get my coffee. Okay, I had to get my coffee. My coffee wasn't. It wasn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. You know. You know. Oh god, let's try to get all situated here. Right. I really like my Millennium Falcon in the back. It makes it look like I'm in space. It's got that space glare vibe. You know. You know, guys. It's fall, autumn, autumnal fall. Well, close enough where I can wear my flannels, breaking them out. Let's all give a cheers to flannel season, you know? If you're wearing flannel out there, this one goes to you. Yeah, flannel. Ooh. That's all I got for you guys. Well, hello to all you guys, gals, and non-binary pals. What is up? What is up on this Tuesday? I haven't played in a while. That's mostly because I've just been obsessed with Mass Effect, as you do. But I found some cool new games. Truly, I found some cool new games. I think. Well, I'm assuming they look cool. I don't actually know. And I just realized my game isn't even up and working. But here we are. You know what? We'll just get into it, and hopefully. Right now, Streamlabs can't find the game, so that's cool. Let's just go to live stream and find this game. Find the game. There's always something, you know? There's always something. Ow! There we go. No? Maybe? Alright, let's cue that music back in. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I went to start this game because usually I try to put it on the title screen and like let the music play, get the vibes going, but this game just went right into it. So basically I played about probably like 30 seconds worth, and it's just kind of like a forced interaction where basically I just sold my soul to this guy, to this wolf playing a game of cards. So well, I wagered my word, whatever that means. He says, well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me your life, sure, but more than that, your labor. So let's see what we gotta do for the devil. I mean, already, I love the vibes of this game. I am a sucker for this kind of, like, grungy rock country. Sucker for it.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
They cake us a lie, guys.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
Okay, yeah.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
I actually kind of really like this. I'm not gonna lie.
Most
It's
of
really
the
cool.
stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
This is very I don't know if apropos is the word. I don't even know what the fuck that word means, but I'm just gonna use it. This is very apropos in this moment because I've been reading a lot about ancestral stories, if you will, and finding the true stories behind oral stories. So
The more important stories are the true ones, The ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
Word. Okay.
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
Isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie? Wow, this is just straight up moral shooting
No.
right here.
Go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Oh. Okay. We got like tarot-esque cards going on here. The tower. What about it? Oh. 3 of staves. So travel. Choice, morality. World. Wheel of Fortune. A tower. What do I just click one? Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eyes as across the night. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. Okay. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpse. I mean, I like travel, so I think I'm gonna tell the travel story. You
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them. People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
do I just go through these or?
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story
Yeah,
needs
the spice of
variety.
life, you know? Make it spicy. I don't know I'm doing it, but this is just, I'm just having a good time.
Your deepest desires, your greatest wish, heaven, Big Rock Candy Mountain, El Dorado, the Promised Land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
Yo, would y'all hydrate more and drink more water if it tastes like sweet
Well,
wine?
I don't know where that is.
I don't know where that
It's
is.
supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
We're all searching for the same thing. Damn. Okay.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty.
That's true.
Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
It's kind of like
Not many who can do that.
the devil, but not the old man devil.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain.
Excuse you, what?
Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told.
That's true.
And death, yes. But don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back. Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not.
He's got person hands, but a
Either
wolf
way,
head.
it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too. Whatever that is. What am I a skeleton now? I can't turn. Oh, I can turn. West. Is this where I was? I don't even know. And do I like... I'm a giant. I'm a giant skeleton. This is definitely washing me out. Ah, it's alright. As pale can be. No. I'm just a big old skeleton boy. Am I following this? Can't go in here. How do I search?
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway. The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls?
Aw.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
USA and Canada. Am I following this road, I guess? Press H. Your goal is to fulfill your obligation to the wolf, by finding all 16 characters scattered across the U.S. and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish the story. Okay. By having adventures, you'll begin to collect stories. When you meet characters, they'll ask you for different types of stories: tragic, hopeful, scary, thrilling, or funny. Remember what sort of adventure you had, and you'll know what type of story you got. Stories will grow and change as you tell them. Once you tell a story to a character, it will be out in the world, and you may encounter someone else who will tell you a better version of it. These better versions will be more entertaining when you tell them to characters, but be sure to tell different stories so that you have a chance to grow them all. The stories you get from characters are wild cards. They will fit any of the 5 categories. However, telling them will not cause them to grow. So use them sparingly as you're giving up a chance to spread other stories. If you want to swap around the stories you tell, you can do that in the inventory. There are several ways to travel across the US. The easiest is walking, but it's slow. You can speed up your walking pace by whistling. Hold down the button and match the notes to keep your spirits and speed up. Okay. You can also hop right on a boxcar. This will get you exactly where you need to go, but runs the risk of getting injured by the railroad cops. To hop a ride, find a they gonna beat your ass. A safer way to travel is hitchhiking. To hitchhike, hold the hitchhike button while standing next to a road with cars on it. Not every car will stop, and they won't always carry you the full distance, but you will be safe. Finally, if you got some cash, you can go to a city and ride the fast, safe passenger trains from place to place. It costs money, but it's the best way to travel. Each time you meet a character, you'll have a night to talk with them and exchange stories. If you tell them the kind of stories they want, you'll gain their trust and move forward through their tale. However, there's no penalty to telling them a different story. You will sternly learn whatever they have to tell you. Okay, so you gotta tell them the kind of story that they want to hear, and they'll like you. And I think if they like you, they give you more entertaining stories. I think that's how this is working. Characters have multiple chapters, and when you fully open the eye in the interface, the next time you meet them, you'll move on to the next chapter. When you've finished all the chapters, you won't see them again. Each time you finish a night with a character, they will move somewhere else, and you can always check the map to see where they are, but they will also show you when they move. Okay. Inventory holds the mementos you've collected from the characters you met. Once a character trusts you fully, they'll give you something to remember them by, which can be used to travel to where you first met. The inventory screen also has tabs so you can see the stories, the timeline, adventures, a map of the US, and the progress with each of your stories. Oh, so you can't travel to Canada? So I have one story, I think. Where the hell am I? So I have US, Canada. Hold on. Maine, New Hampshire. Oh yeah, I guess that's how that map works. Oh, sun's going down? I think these are roads, but these don't have any cars on it, I don't think. Oh yeah, there's Portland. Portland, Maine. Okay. Let's see what's going on here.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large
Little
and
eyes.
softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle. The shape gives a start.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says in a small voice.
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul.
He just got left. Boy who ran away with his father. Can I walk through these mountains? Oh hell yeah. Look at me go. Ooh, can I cross into Canada? I feel like I saw, yeah. Oh no, that's not Canada. It's New Hampshire. I guess this game is just wandering. Burlington.
Outside the small thicket of apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off.
Oh, this might be the type of story that it is. This icon here.
There's an extra shovel. With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs, why he's raising apple orchards in
Johnny
the middle
Appleseed?
of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. Eventually, the hole is deep enough. He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth. Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven, he tells you. Our souls are bound by love. He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
It's just a travel. His orchard and his dog. There's a lot going on in Burlington. Oh, there's two of them. Okay, hold on. Man, if it were this easy to travel, just turn into a big old skeleton. Why are those black? Why is that road black? Is it a train? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there's 95. I mean, it's not a super realistic map, but it's a fairly realistic map.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore. Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess. Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
I don't really know what that means.
A woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. A confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise. You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Oh, so you chain. Oh, okay.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
Her eyes are a beautiful
I
shade
don't know
of
what
brown.
that icon means, though.
Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps
Oh.
around her throat.
Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
Okay. I hope this is loud enough for you guys.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
Climb
At
on
the
up,
top
boys.
of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
Maybe let me try turning this up for you guys a little bit, just in case. 'Cause this is kind of important. He's reading a lot, so
Looks like we got a visitor.
I'm sorry if that turned up too loud.
Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers,
I don't know what
hoisting a teapot.
the sun, but I don't think I've done a love story yet. So
Oh, we manage.
The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
Aw.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. The tall one grunts.
I dabble. But you must have
Oh,
some good
yeah,
stories from the
that's-
road.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes.
Little cakes.
Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
What a beautiful story. That was beautiful story. Beautiful. Can I go out? I want to go out there. I'm tired. Sick. I don't know what that means. Hold Q to hitchhike. I know, but I want to go back over. I was in Portland. But I want to go back over to Vermont. Can I Skyrim this? Can I Skyrim it? I did! I did! Shit. We're in Burlington. Burlington, Vermont.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries.
Ah, that's a pickling.
She smiles and greets you.
On in.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket. You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit. When the stones reach the top of their arc above your head, they turn into butterflies, all the colors of the rainbow. Your heart leaps in surprise.
Incredible.
Incredible.
I'm gonna keep that stride tucked in my soul.
Oh, there's another one hidden back there.
'Cause when my toes burn,
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul. He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind.
I haven't been paying
You
attention
spot
to the
his
early ones
tool
of these.
bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it. What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts, but whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps. His body plummets. His limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill,
What is a whippoorwill?
eager,
It's
thankful.
obviously a burb.
My vagrant song.
I'm heading up here. The travelers at this campfire are all women. Women with long knives hanging from their belts. They let you join their camp in exchange for news about the towns you passed to get here. Maybe they're hiding from something, but you feel safe getting a good night's sleep in. Alright. Oh, okay. Should I go to New York or should I go to Boston? Go to Boston? I think so.
Well, I'm gonna scrawl my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig
Maybe
my heels
go
into
west.
the ground.
Go over here
When
in
that
New York.
very man come for
Go
to
to New York.
tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me
Canada.
down.
He said travel across the U.S., so I don't think there's really anything in Canada. Kennedy.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back.
I mean, this is some slow walking, but right now, I don't mind it. Currently.
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread. Folks say these woods are full of
Is this Sleepy Hollow?
apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late. In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a stolen shred of the abyss itself. Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the,
The Tappan
shivering,
Zee.
spindly
That's-
trees.
Was a bridge. Was a bridge from, what is it, from New York into, eventually get into Jersey, but it got renamed.
But something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves galloping on the cold, muddy road. When he finally slows his horse alongside you, it's as though he had just appeared
Headless
out of the
horseman.
mist. He's astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy and ragged, he wears an immaculate coat with great, shining buttons. From his saddle hangs an antiquated flintlock and a cavalry saber. In the darkness, you can hardly see above his towering shoulders.
It's interesting. I'm assuming that they're taking some of these from legends and myths around the U.S., which is really, really cool.
His voice is a rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here? You can tell English isn't his first language. German is. His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist. You mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson in the moonlight.
How did I... This, okay. Oh, these are the different stories, okay. Maine is where I started. That's where I am. Oh man, this just keeps going. This is literally the entire United States, huh? Wow. That's actually pretty cool. So I guess that's why you wouldn't want to just walk. A train, okay. City. Okay, these are the roads. River crossing, train yard, character story. Oh, okay. So those are characters that I haven't seen yet. Okay, there we go. That's kind of like more of what I wanted. There we go. That makes more sense. I'm like, wow, there's not a lot on this map. Okay. So I haven't really met any characters. This is my first character down here in Rhode Island. Alright. So I think I'm probably gonna go down to New York and then I'll go east towards Boston. Boston. Okay, so these are the characters. Journey log. Oh, these are just the... How do you know? Oh, so these are the types of different stories. I get it. Okay. So you keep track of these stories that you have. Okay, so I haven't gotten like, I haven't had really like doubles of anything, which is good. Okay. Okay. Oh. Just staying here. Sun's going down. What did I say? I guess I was gonna go. Oh, here, yeah. Westwood. Buffalo. Holla. Again, this early in the game, I don't mind the slow walking, but I'm sure, like, as you're trying to go across the whole United States, it gets a little cumbersome.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, a man with a tool belt catches sight of you. "Hey, over there," he calls out. "You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money." Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over
It
a
ain't safe.
perilous
I ain't
drop.
even gonna ask.
"Great," he exclaims. "Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need 'em. We fly when we fall." You find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you work side by side, the man mentions, "You can see Thunderbirds up here if you know how to look." You ask him to explain. "Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you," he says laughingly. You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job.
Alright, I don't even know what the hell he was talking about, but it's fine.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
Okay.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd, creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
Oh,
The
shit.
Leatherman.
One of the others whispers, "A ghost." The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
I said, oh
Are
shit.
you a ghost?
Shouts one of the others.
Huh? Leatherman?
The Leatherman's face reddens, and he stands suddenly, his stinking leather jacket screeching like a rusted gate as he unfolds himself to his full, towering height.
Fucking run,
You're 10
boys.
yards away before you glance back and see the Leatherman standing outside his cave, hurling insults in French.
In French.
Wait,
Worst kind of insult.
You shout. "Maybe he's not a ghost."
he's a French ghost.
The others scream. The Leatherman, wheezing,
He's a
flings
French
a rock.
ghost.
You book it.
You book it. He's a French ghost. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Oh, I see one. Trying to text and walk at the same time.
Clouds roll together to fill the sky.
Watch
The
it burn.
lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds. The thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills.
Standing in a lightning storm. I'm not saying that I would ever want to get struck by lightning. But like, I don't know, that to me that just sounds like a cool story if you live through getting struck by lightning. But maybe that's just me, you know? What is that? What is the X? I think that's a sleepy spot. I think. Oh, hey, Blanio. What's up? We're just traveling the US today. It's a first communion, looks like, and the photographers are struggling to keep up with the flow of family photos outside the church. What else is new? Can you write? They demand. For hours, you scribble names, take notes, and keep the line orderly. For an afternoon's work, it pays very well. Sweet. Just me and my large skeleton body making money. Where are we? Passing into Massachusetts. I mean, Western Mass wouldn't be. Share my background noise today. Blanio. I'd love being your background noise. I mean, this is some pretty chill vibes. I'm just listening to like my favorite kind of like country music and walking across the United States, finding stories to tell and share and things like that. So Boston. What's up, Boston?
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts,
Me too, Blanio.
start shrieking at one another.
Shrieking. What's going on,
The
bros?
man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
They don't know how old they are.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
I don't think I have a sun story yet, but I think I have that purple one.
As you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
the rider freezes.
Joe?
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
The two men stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien in their mistaken brother's face.
Classic. Classic. Same vibe. It's alright, guys. This is Blanio, for real. For real. For real. Oh, I gonna need somewhere to sleep, yo. Rhode Island. I thought there was a person here somewhere.
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of birdseed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those
Correct,
dull
Blanio,
gray
they were not
pigeons look
brothers.
anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say, you like birds?
Say, you like birds, eh? We got a romance story going on here. Let's
They're
see.
lovely creatures. Guileless, really. Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you? He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head. You sense it's about time you start moving on. You be kind to the little birds now, you hear? You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
All right, weird Birdman. Oh, I can camp? Oh, hell yeah, let's camp out. Let's camp out. Oh,
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me. If you're respectful, that is.
in a fucking cemetery. Yo, chat, would you? You see this person sitting. You know what? They got doggos. They got 2 doggos. I mean, they do got a knife, and they're sitting in a cemetery. Would you sit down and chat with this person? Let me know.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
What a vibe to it. Call me Quinn. Alright, alright. Look at these cute little good boys. Look at them.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
We got Cass and Flip here. Everybody say hi to Cass and Flip, most important characters in this video game.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up.
Smart.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Okay. How do I know it's an exciting story, though? Here are all the stories you collected so far. They're organized by the subject because the boss likes to tarot cards that way. Okay. This is the subject of each story here, probably down here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they will tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. Okay? As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over. And so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next so you can find them again. His voice does not match the picture. I think it's supposed to be like a younger kid, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust and the eye will be opened. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll they will open up more about their life. They will remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet them. Dance around. Get to know them. Okay, they wanted something exciting. How do I know what's exciting? Travel, freedom. There's a sentence in there, just dying to get out. A classic. Tell the story of Leatherman's Cave. I guess. They want a thrilling story, but how do I know, like, what's... Maybe the 2 brothers? Maybe this one. Tell the story of a massive thunderstorm. Sadness, travel, freedom. Oh, maybe this one. We'll tell him this one. The Rider in the Woods. That seems pretty
I
thrilling.
usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Come on. Okay.
Traps and such like. Well, one time in Fort Worth, a feller tried to take Cass and Flip away.
No, he didn't. What'd you do? Kill him?
Said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home.
I hope he killed him.
Well, before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody, and Cass and I joined in shortly.
That's
I
what I'm
don't think
talking
I've ever seen a fella so
about.
surprised.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Gang, gang.
Guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
You said traps and stuff. Adventure stories. Maybe travel? We'll try it.
That was a chuckle to be sure. But do you know anything more lively?
Jesus.
Traveling. I sure do love it. And I seen some pretty things out there. I seen serpent trains passing on a green and gold sea. I seen mountains so tall and forests so thick, nobody will ever tame 'em. I once seen a bunch of townies skinny dipping in a river. That sure was something.
Wow, that's frightening.
I seen terrible things too. Biblical floods and starving folks, and black blizzards full of dust. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
But I don't know what a thrilling story is. Authority. What does thrilling mean? Like, I feel like there's one that said death somewhere. Yeah, death, change, endings, moving on. Like, I feel like there's two types of, like, thrilling, right? It's, like, thrilling adventure, or there's, like, thriller horror, right? Like, I don't know. I'll go with you, Blania. Let's see. We'll tell the story of the drunkard lineman that, got electrocuted and died. Hopefully that's thrilling. We'll see what happens.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good adventure tale instead any day. Duh.
He didn't like that one.
Now why you wanna go worry about that? Don't got enough on your plate as it is. Ain't nobody can avoid changing. Can't run from the dying. But the living can be mighty fine if you go about it right. You got any happy stories?
Nope. No happy stories. We have this one. Happy stories. That's a sad one. I guess we'll tell them about pigeons.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh.
No?
Love stories. Huh. Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love. singing and talking about it all the damn
I
time.
feel like I didn't hit any of those stories.
Not sure I see the appeal myself. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
This kid and his exciting stories. Maybe this one. I know, arrested. We'll try this one.
Well, that was something.
Yeah!
You spun a good yarn. Freedom.
I did
Well.
one! Woo! I told a good
Teacher
story.
used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it, but the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply.
Let's get some snaps going on for this kid. Let's get some snap. Teachers used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it, but the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Listen to this kid preach. Preach. Take me to fucking church, Quinn. Damn.
Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it, y'all. We can go home. We can go home now. Quinn for president 20 whatever we're at, 2023, 24, 22, I don't know. Damn, Quinn. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather less you're rich. Shish. Look at this kid going.
Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Oh, he's gonna go up to New York. He's gonna go up to New York. Quinn?
Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again. The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't.
Yo, did this kid live through 2020? Damn.
Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
Sheesh. Yo, for real, Quinn, we need a... damn, this kid. Damn, this kid.
Well, I got no companion except for me.
As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks his head, and speaks.
Wow, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. Ah!
That's my that's my crow voice. It laughs.
Ah! I've got some experience when it comes to chasing folks.
Tell me all about it.
Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. They may want better stories this time, though.
It peers up at you.
Ah! Did they tell you where they were headed next? Ah! But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went look around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure.
It gives a gravelly laugh.
Ah, 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 ah.
That's what I got.
That's what humans say anyway.
And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. There you go. Left control to whistle. Match the notes, you walk faster. Oh. Oh. Ah. How did... Oh, while I'm walking? Anyways, that's what I don't know what the whistle. Okay, I was just getting really confused. Oh, you do walk a lot faster. Huh. What's this? Hear a story. Yeah, I want to hear a story. Okay, he says, listen to this, blurts a boy loitering outside the grocery store. He works his way through a long and strange story about the whippoorwill watching for death. There, he finishes. What do you think? Holy shit, you know this story. It's the story of the drunkard lineman, but wildly altered. For a couple of moments, you're too surprised to respond. Seriously, the boy insists. What do you think about that one? True, Blanio. If only traveling was this easy. So, it's a great story. It can't be real. So what's the point? So, I know you can alter the stories or keep them going. He smiles sheepishly. Thanks, he says. I heard it from my brother. The story grew in the telling. Okay. Right, Blanio? If like traveling was this easy, like, damn.
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels. You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects. Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
That's good. I feel like I have a lot of sun stories.
Consciousness is elusive. Your limbs throb with a dull fatigue, and your eyes are sticky with dust. The man suddenly grips your legs and drags you toward the millstone. You do not love my daughter. You will not have her. I will not let you hurt her. His voice is pained, not angry.
What just happened?
Your hand catches a flower sack printed with brightly colored flowers. A puff of flour makes you sneeze, and you wake.
Oh, is it true?
The mill is quiet. Its works long disconnected. In your hand is the faded remnant of what might once have been a bag or a piece of a dress.
Okay. I'm not sure what just happened. New York. There's a lot of stories here.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
I am a giant. I'm taller than New York City itself.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. Thanks, he mumbles,
Is this Leonardo
perching
DiCaprio?
one last cigarette on his lip.
It looks like him.
Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going either. They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. damned racket ruined our soiree.
Soiree.
Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Okay. Philly. A jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree.
Arky-you! It calls. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. Ah!
It seems to wink at you.
Wanna hear my tricks?
Yeah, ask about the stories.
The ones you got now? Psh, pathetic stuff. You tell these stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. A boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear.
I don't really know what he's saying, but
Well, everyone's the captain of their destiny.
it gives a burst of laughter. How do crows laugh? I might be a crow in my past life. I don't know.
Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell.
It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug.
Choose wisely. Or don't. Ah!
But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. Okay, so you can like change the type of story that you're gathering, I think is basically what that's saying. Let's look at my map. What are we at? I feel like I should gather more stories before I talk to Quinn. There's another character there. And I am running out of time on this stream. So maybe I'll just go down to Jersey. Here, get these few things. Just whistle along, boys. Whistle along if you know this one. You notice a black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity.
Hi!
It blurts. Yo, where the Delaware River at, though? Am I dumb? I don't think rivers are really marked on this. Like, it's like a rough map, you know?
Hey, friend. Hey!
You hear about trains? It gives a throaty cackle.
Locomotion. That's the life. I got some travel tips here.
Let's see.
You ever ride a train?
It asks.
With your budget, you'll need to hop on a train yard, though. Fast and convenient. But the railroad bulls really don't like it when you ride in empty boxcars. If you'll get caught, you'll get beaten.
It hops and pecks at something on the ground.
On the positive side, maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with. But if you don't like the sound of that, you can hitchhike. Find a friendly car.
It laughs. Why are all these crows laughing?
I feel sorry for you landlubbers. No wings, just motors. You can even cross rivers when you want to. Only at safe crossings. I always do.
You notice that Speak doesn't move as it speaks, but before you can tell anything else about it, off it flies. Yeah, there's no like rivers or anything like that. Like it's not like an accurate map, but it's like a map.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue. Unusual in this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water. Its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement. You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
I don't know. I know I have one of these horror ones, but I don't know if I have these. Maybe
Over
I'll go
the
this
hill,
one.
a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth.
That'd be
The
scary as
goat opens
fuck,
its
yo.
mouth and wails, a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several steps back.
Okay, then
The
I'll keep
winged
taking
goat
more.
doesn't follow. Instead, it lies down inside the burnt house, surrounded by portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
We're just gonna keep. Yeah, we're just gonna keep moving on this one. Alright, I think I'm just going to finish up in Philly here. Look at this small ass town. Little old Philly. Not much going on. We'll finish up with these 3 stories of Philly for today's stream.
The hotel is an old manor house that's seen better days. A grand structure surmounted by a gambrel roof that dwarfs the house itself. It's eerily still, but for 2 boys at play. Each one so small and light, they barely leave tracks in the deep snow. The clerk behind the counter is old, and your room key is worn. But night approaches, and the price is low. Just before you shut the room door, there they are.
There's not much to
the
Philly.
twins, staring at you from the corridor.
Hi, twins.
In the morning, as you leave, the clerk asks, "Did you sleep well?" Too tired to lie, you tell him about the noise outside your door, the trampling of small feet on the corridor outside, dreams disturbed with violent and hideous images. "That's odd," he says, weak-eyed. "There are no children staying with us."
Of course. The ghosts. The silent twins.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like business has slowed to a crawl already. Before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists.
don't know
Rosary
what any of that
beads and
means.
costume
Okay.
jewelry. And of course, the centerpiece,
Bloob.
a great glass globe. With practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal
Be a
ball,
dick.
letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a great distance into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you've known someone called John, if you have a
I
relative
don't know I have
in Newark.
if I have this one. This kind of story. I don't think I have this one either though.
You
I'm gonna be a
deflect
dick.
her cold reading. What could she possibly know of your life? Her frustration with you mounts. When she abruptly stops talking, you think she's simply given up. But no,
But no.
your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him. You've seen him.
I've danced with the devil.
carry him with you. The words that come out of your mouth are not your own. They seem unwilling or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls, warning noises of a vicious animal. The glass globe shatters.
Ooh.
Your vision is hazy, and your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me. The voice lodged inside
The
you
voice
says.
lodged inside
This
you.
one has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. Consider your debt to me repaid.
I love how my choice is blackout.
When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent.
Alright then. That's a cool story, huh? Alright, last one before we end the stream for today. Oh, let's hear a story. Listen to this. Bert's a boy loitering outside the grocery store. He works his way through... Okay. Long and strange story about the Leatherman who ghost haunts Connecticut. There, he finishes. What do you think? Holy shit, you know this story. It's the story of the Leatherman's cave, but wildly altered. For a couple moments, you're too surprised. Seriously, what do you think about that one? Do you just keep saying that they're great stories, or like, what? I like that one. That's when they said he was a ghost, but he was a French ghost. Story grew. So, like, what's the... Oh, wait. Stories. Here we go. I haven't gotten any of those. Two of those. None of those. Okay, I do have a star. Oh, I have a lot of those. Okay. Okay, so I got a lot of those stories. What's the one that got altered? The Leatherman one. There we go. Oh no, I don't really know. Okay.
Ferryman come for to tally up my worth. I won't leave much behind to drag.
Here we got Washington. Let's look at our map here. We still got a lot of ways to go, boys. Okay, so we got another character here, another character there, and there. I can see how this game would take a while to travel. Shish! I wonder what the purple is. Or is that a river? No. Well, it could be. Like bigger rivers, maybe? Is that a river? Or maybe a train. Yo, I don't know. I don't know. And my face, wow. Got really Okay. So this is where we're gonna stop for today. I don't really know how to. I guess it automatically saves? Maybe? I don't know. But that's what we're gonna do for today, folks. I'm definitely gonna continue playing this game. This is a fun game for me. I love stories. I love traveling, and I love stories. Like this is what I do in real life. Like I talk to strangers. There is no stranger danger for me, and I'll probably get kidnapped one day because I'm talking to a random person. Um, so I actually really like this game. I like the vibes. I like the mood. I like the graphics, and I just like, this is a great game. This is a great game. Very different. You know, there's no, it's like adventure, but there's no real like action in it per se. So I'm definitely gonna come back to this one. So please, if you liked hanging out with me, thank you, Blanio, for all the good vibes and for hanging out. If you like this kind of stuff, please think about giving me a follow and maybe put those notifications on, because I don't have like a daily stream schedule, so I only get on when I can. But now that I found a game that I like again, maybe I'll play a little bit more often. But thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you guys on the next one. See you next time, guys.